at all y'all. Look at you. Wake up.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm good.
It is 6 o'clock. What the hell? Y'all act like it's like 11 o'clock at night. But y'all tired, ain't you?
No, actually, I kind of like today's one of those days where I was able to plan to make sure I get a nap in before this. So I'm all good. Actually, I just finished. I mean, I was just had to do some filming for Indie Vote like an hour ago. So
You ready?
I'm here.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Say I'm ready then.
I'm ready.
Ready to go.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Mary, come on, y'all, put your hands together. Hey, hey. Say, I just wanna tell the truth, man. I just wanna tell the truth, man. Y'all say you're so fly, you're so high. Everybody around you trying to figure out why. You're so cool, you win all the time. Everywhere you go, man, you got a lot of shine. Drawing like a magnet, better yet I had it. Everything you wear, people say they gotta have it. From the sweatsuit to the white tee to the Gucci, you can probably say people wanna get like me, but what they don't know. Gotta sing this out. Say, get behind closed doors, man, you hit the flow, and what they can't see is that she on her knees. So the next time you better just take this to God in me. Hey, yes, the 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 God in me. You think I'm so fresh? You think I'm so clean? You think I'm so sweet? Yes, the God in me. Hey, hey, put your hands together, say. You see her style, you think she nice. You look at her
A good evening to you. For days, we've been waiting to hear from embattled city council members Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo. A short time ago, De Leon broke his silence. In an exclusive interview with Univision, De Leon saying he has no plans to resign despite being heard in a leaked racist audio recording about redistricting. The controversy is the result of a conversation De Leon had last year with council members Nury Martinez and Gil Cedillo, as well as former Labor Union Federation President Ron Herrera. Martinez can be heard making racist comments about council member Mike Bonin's young black son. De Leon is heard joking after those derogatory comments about Bonin's child. Here's a portion of what De Leon said to Univision.
I fell. That's simple. 100%. My silence was a lack of leadership. And that's why I continue asking for forgiveness to the different communities that are hurt and affected with my hurtful words.
Councilman Mike Bonin responding in a statement moments after De Leon's interview saying, quote, Kevin De Leon's comments are gaslighting of the highest order. He describes cruel and dehumanizing remarks about a child as, quote, flippant. He says he should have, quote, intervened as if he were a mere bystander to a racist conversation in which he played a central and ignominious role. Kevin De Leon has the opportunity to atone and seek forgiveness one day from all of Los Angeles and from the black community and from my son in particular. But that starts with his resignation from the city council. No matter what he says today, his comments on that tape make clear he is unfit for office in this city. You cannot be part of the healing as long as he refuses to resign. His stubborn refusal to do what everyone else knows is necessary is deepening the wound he inflicted on Los Angeles. And if you come back to us live, we can tell you that council members Martinez and Labor Union President Ron Herrera did in fact resign last week amid intense public pressure. Council members De Leon and Gil Cedillo still on the job tonight. And again, De Leon is refusing to resign.
So you stood there on the corner with your suitcase in your hand, ready to quit this place. There were just too many people with too little left to lose. You were just one more face, but you were not born to give up easy. You were not raised to just lie down. And you saw
They say life is
say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make.
There we are. We in the building, in the damn building. How y'all feel?
I'm feeling good.
Awesome.
See the
There you go.
I told you Mari won't talk. She like the little kid that you have, you babysitting, you got all the kids that you're babysitting. And all the other little kids that say, hey, y'all doing all right, Miss Johnson? I'm
Right.
okay, Dionne. Then you look at the other little kid, she like,
I'm proud.
that's why you ain't getting no damn ice cream.
Right. Aw.
Well, you can have my ice cream. I'll get some sorbet.
Mari ain't getting no ice
That's it.
cream. She nobody gonna get no sorbet. Mari got to smile. She got to talk. Now look, we're playing. Guys, it's been a beautiful day. Why? No matter what is went on in this day, it is still a beautiful day because if I can see you and you can see me, we have half the battle won because we live to fight another day. Don't ask me how often I'm going to say it. That damn it, every time I feel like saying it, I'm going to say it because that's what I do. And we want to thank you for coming on tonight. We really got plan to have a good show for you. We plan to not sugarcoat shit as most people do. We plan to be as honest as we can for as long as we can. And as much as we can, because we can. I'm just saying.
Yes, we can.
Because some people not gonna do that for your ass. So, if you want truth, raw truth that might hurt, truth that might piss you off, or truth that you say are lies, you in the right place. I wouldn't move if I were you. I would keep myself still. Call somebody. Ray J, I'm going to need you to bring me that beer. I can't move. No, I'm just Guys, it is Dionne Johnson. I am your host of I'm Just Saying. And I have with me my team, my wonderful host, co-hosts that come in every time, every week to make sure that I keep myself in line. Now, if you believe that, then we all right. Guys, you see Mariana. Dutch. We gotta find a way to do that for her, y'all. Dutch. In the building. Netherlands all day long, 24/7.
Yep.
Somebody give us some cheese.
Yes, please.
And
With a cracker.
don't say Gouda. You better say Gouda. Say it right.
Gouda.
Oh, wow.
How to see?
Gouda.
And it's not, oh, I had some good smoked Gouda. She came and just ruined that for me. I ain't gonna never forget it. Took me a long time to say smoked Gouda. Made me want to find the folks that made me feel like I was too country to know what Gouda was. For you to come back and tell me all again it was wrong. See, that's why you don't try to act like you know shit, Ross. And I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about the sophisticated rated people. Then why they don't try to act like
I'm just saying,
stuff, y'all, going all y'all.
Gouda on a truffle burger is pretty good.
Yeah, but Mari, how do you pronounce it?
Gouda.
So, see?
How
So, you
Gouda.
people that are walking around, and I'm one, because y'all made me one, saying it has smoked Gouda. And it's the best smoked Gouda. You know, it's not like from. We're not pronouncing it right. We're not. At least I have an excuse. I'm country. City 5. What's wrong with you guys? You know, we all feel out of place, don't we, Ross? Ross, how was your day today?
It was busy. I mean, from like I was up at like 5 a.m. writing. I was writing reviews. I was helping someone out with a screenplay, writing a bio. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But it was busy. But you know, it's one of those days where I enjoy it. You know, it's because I'm being productive. I'm getting things done, making some money.
That's right. I
Can't
forgot.
complain.
That's right. You have that your job. You work with the newspaper, don't you?
Right now, I'm working with a media company. So I do another media company, and I do writing. I do comic book reviews for them. I interview artists, all that kind of stuff. but yeah, I was with the newspaper. Yeah. So
You stay in that
free.
writing field, don't you? You stay busy.
Yeah. You got to. It keeps your skills sharp too.
Don't write no book about me, Ross.
I mean, you could be a character in there.
No, because you'll make me a gangster. I already see you. I already see you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Guys, we got Ross Double R Johnson in the building all the way from Michigan. He's a Detroit boy. Detroit
Right in
man.
In the D right now.
And what they say is, don't mess with me, I'm from the D. I don't know what that means yet. But I'm gonna find out. I said everybody say that.
You tell people you're from the D, like, I mean, no matter where you're at, like there's a different kind of respect they give you.
Oh yeah, y'all wasn't no joke. Wasn't no joke, but I'm from the D. I've heard them say it, girl, I'm from the D. And give you that look. Like, you know, and and I feel them because I do that too. Nigga, I'm from the South. Excuse me, did I say the word? Nigga, I'm from the South. And I try to be like, but saying that meaning we fought before we ever thought about putting out a gun. So you might get your butt whooped. We don't mind taking it on the chin because you going down. Because that's the way they taught us. This was all we needed because, like dude said, we lived to fight another day. And we wasn't no windmill. The girls wasn't. You squared up.
You squared up.
Y'all saw Color Purple. Y'all saw Color Purple, the ones that didn't need to watch.
Oh, God.
Sophia had Harpo looking like hell. It was that mule, Paul. It was that mule. No, that was Sophia's fist. Anyway, we have, like I said, I have Mariana, but this is where I go with this. Guys, if it happened, and you said it happened, but if I can't go to Quan and validate it, you might want to check your facts. Possible chance, 99.95, it happened. You was just drunk. So that's a good thing. You didn't slap your baby's mom. Ray J. And I'm just playing because I saw an article where him and this girl was arguing, out loud. It got so heated. But I never heard anybody hitting nobody. I'm just saying that's a joke.
At least it ain't a blue-faced Christian situation.
See, now that's the stuff I'm talking. See, this is why you want to be here with all of us. At the beginning, and I'm not talking about the Bible. Look at me, I got ready. Mom,
Yeah,
Mom, you wrong. That woman ain't cause she a preacher. She's talking about it in the beginning. No. But in the beginning of the show, we were showing you what was going on with is it Dionne? Arrogant, pompous. I'm trying not to be mean, y'all. I'm really trying not to show my true color. Doesn't want to resign. Somebody must have told him he was white. Y'all think that?
Or protected.
Everybody else has resigned. They've given up. They understand there are consequences for your actions. I want you guys to tell me what y'all think about this. I'm just posing what happened. You are a piece of. You cannot start to get toward the healing or the forgiveness of what has happened until you take self-accountability for what you did do and accept the responsibility of what happens. For every action, there's going to be a reaction. And for every time things that we do are wrong, and once it gets caught up, you got to pay for that. It's not like you're going to jail. You got to step down. I know it. I mean, what you did was cruel and wrong. Nobody trusts you. And there's an era of confusion in city council still, as long as you sit in that seat.
Right.
The uproar they're feeling, to me, I'm upset with the hosts with city council. Even the ones that are decent and I like in there. Because, but I'm not if you're trying to do something, don't stop trying. but you got to push him out. He's making it hard for all of you, and that's not right. What do you guys think? We'll start with the lady in the building.
Get out. Like, I don't understand why you're still there. Yeah, aren't there rules? Like, if you have a strike or whatever, you just gotta go. How is this up to them?
That's what I didn't. Thank you. Go ahead, Ross. Answer Mark's question. Why is it up to them?
Yeah, not too long ago, there was a man in an elected position in Michigan, Western Michigan, during like middle of pandemic, made a comment about how those, N-words in Detroit were the reason that COVID pandemic was, that the virus was spreading, and people were calling for him to like, hey, he should be gone. Elected position, there's all that protocol, you got to do a recall, like it's a process. By the time, depending on when they were elected into their position, like if it's going to take a year and a half to get them out, and they only got a year left, it's kind of like, or 2 years left, some people are just like, well, I guess let them just stay in there. They aren't going to get reelected. So yeah, it's just all that the protocol.
Quan, speak, cause
to be honest with you,
man, I just want to say, I'm speaking on what I know about like local laws here, in Michigan, and I lived in Minnesota.
I totally trust what you saying.
Yeah.
That's why
Yes,
I know
it
you
could
right.
be different.
No, I know you right. I know you right. They're thinking you do the right thing and step down.
Yeah.
Because even if we start this process, you're gonna probably be there till you get, till they vote you out.
Right.
So we are asking you to step down. Quan, go ahead. That ain't gonna happen. That's a punk.
oh yeah, for real. And then also too, you might as well call the people in the city council who don't want to step up and do something punks as well, because it's just you're allowing spoiled fruit to continue to rot as if it's not stinking, as if you don't see the fruit flies, as if you just, oh, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. No, everybody knows it's spoiled. It's gonna eventually, go away. No, you gotta grab that piece of fruit, put that shit in the trash, and dump it, and make sure, hey, it goes in the trash compactor and never comes back.
I like that analogy. I do, because it's like it's a different version of the elephant in the room. It's always gonna be there, and you will. There's no way you don't notice it's back there.
And that's another thing. Since y'all saying, I love what y'all. Oh my God, I love it. I'm just sitting. I'm sit back on this one today. But seriously, but I'm still. You're right. But for him, I'm thinking, how can you still walk in there, in that room? No.
Right.
But see, that tells me something ain't right with you, or you in bed with the wrong people. But I'm gonna tell without doubt, you scared. You can't move. Somebody got you stuck there. Could be the former president they just voted out, but somebody got you trying to dirt dog stick in there, telling you to stay in, to listen and hear what's gonna go on. But let me tell you something. Everybody at the city hall with this angry. That's good. But why don't you move to his house? Don't harm nobody. That's not what I'm saying. Y'all don't listen. Martin them did everything they had to do non-violently. Non-violently. Violence don't have to come into play. But it's your right to stand outside that home and protest. To make it uncomfortable for him. To make his neighbors say, man, you got to do something. Every restaurant, everywhere he go, be his conscience.
His shadow.
And that's just my thought. This is the thing we're going to have to start doing anyway with everybody, with what we're doing, because this stuff is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. And that's all we're going to say about you, because you're not worth the air and what it takes to say your name, you slime piece of a man. And I don't even want to run into you. I wouldn't hit you. I could read you so well. When I finish with you, I would know whether or not you had a conscience. Guys, he's not worth more conversation. I done told what do y'all think, Ross? Do y'all think that would be a great thing to do? Just make it uncomfortable for him.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of like, unfortunately, that strategy gets used, I feel like, sometimes in the wrong situation. For example,
That's why
the Gabby Petito,
mm-hmm.
that whole fiasco, yeah, unfortunate situation, and people were outside of the house of Brian Laundrie, you know, the boyfriend, the fiance or whatever. They were outside his parents' house. You know, it's like harassing them, and I mean, they may or may not have known some information, but you know, it's like they're
You know
harassing
what? The girl
people.
that came up dead.
Yes,
They
yes,
should
they
have
were
been
out.
there. They should have been there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they were outside of the parents' house. Though.
That's where they
That
should have
was.
been. Because they knew
You
where
feel
their
like they
son
should have
was.
been there?
I know without a doubt. Where else was they gonna go? If he gonna
I
get
feel
in
like
touch with anybody, it's gonna be mom and dad.
uh,
Because the parents weren't cooperating too. Remember, and there was a lot going on.
you're right.
And
They weren't.
I
They
get
weren't.
it. Now if they had done something wrong to the parents, I get what you're saying. But you know, Ross, I still say you still break a good point, and I'm not just saying it to be saying it. This is why I do this show, and I have all of you here with your own mind and your own thoughts. This is what it takes. My thoughts, you don't ever let them cloud what you think. Because it's a thought and it needs to be heard, without a doubt. I sometimes see things a little different, but that don't mean anything. It needs to be heard because a lot of people probably see it the way you see it. There are a lot of parents that feel like whatever my child do ain't my damn business once he gets a certain age. So you're right on that tip. You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm like,
without a doubt.
yeah.
But be a parent. But now be the other parent. When you become a parent or have a niece or nephew or something, and understand when they miss it and something go on, and you can't get to him, and that's the only person that you feel can say something. So I get it in both ways. So it's right on both sides. You're right. You're never wrong. You're not wrong. You're right. It's right. And then, but the people that are there, they at that time they were in the right too. They searching for answers. As long as they didn't harm someone, and I know it made it inconvenient for them. You hear what I'm saying? But also with him, I would still say go to his wife's parents' house. Because if he's so bold as to say, I'm not going to get out, it's going to take drastic things to get him out. Sometimes it would be a wife saying, look, I'm going to leave you if you don't, because my mom and dad and none of the kids deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? Because see, he done got his foot and heel dug in standing there, and he was wrong.
So, but are you saying that there is no one that is like above the city council members looking at them and their functioning? Isn't there like a performance annual?
They got a president. They have laws that they have to abide by. But he's saying, I think what Ross was trying to tell us, when you Ross, is that when the process takes place, it's a process.
Yeah, it can
so
take.
They're trying to give him a chance to step down instead of us having to go through this drag out process and paperwork to force you out.
And also what you try banking on too is that we forget about it.
No one's forgetting.
No, trust. For a lot of Black people have been situations where they got angry, but guess what they did? They let months go by, and then after a month go by, then 2 months go by, 3 months go by, and don't put their foot on their neck about what's really going on. And so trust, it does.
He hoping it gets under the rug. Quan's right. And time can bring about that change. We all wait on time and hope, because I ain't gonna lie, I probably would do it because I know we get complacent. And we quick to get complacent. Mm-hmm. Where if you know you're gonna do that, that's why I say apply the pressure strong, hard right now, don't hold off. Because if you think you're gonna get complacent, he's gonna try to buy that time. So you got to come at him. Now, y'all, we got another stray on the loose. I don't know what we're gonna do, because this stray is worth about $1 billion. Can't nobody put this mug on a leash. Can't nobody do nothing with him. Some people thinking that he need to be left alone. He ain't doing nothing. Let me tell you something. When you see crazy, I don't give a damn if crazy worth $1 trillion. Y'all might well just say Jeffrey Dahmer. If he'd have been a billionaire, it didn't matter about what he did.
Mm.
You know, seriously. Because what are y'all? And the fright of it is, and I'm not going to use the word fright. Kanye, you running out, bro. You running out. And the sad part about it is, I don't know. I guess I deeply hope that you were just without whatever was going on in your mind, whatever was connecting. I was hoping you couldn't find words to connect what you were trying to say, needed to say, and things were getting misconstrued or something. Because sometimes when the mind is playing tricks on you, or you know there are issues in the mind, you can't communicate the way you want, and it was making it come off warped. But I was listening to you. Then you went to George Floyd. Now I'll come at you as a father because I see that I pray and I see that you love your children. Heaven forbid though, something would happen or something. And I'm not saying for something to happen. You have to say everything right these days because people go off. What I'm saying is, as a father, you should never have said what you said about George Floyd for his daughter to have access and hear that. Whether you like it or not, he was murdered. Now, I don't know what you and Candace be smoking on since y'all been hanging together. What's going on? I know she did a documentary. But in a documentary, I'm trying to be a better human being. I'm trying not to curse. It gets all thrown up. Because some things warrant saying a few words.
Yes, it does.
I wouldn't.
And calling it like it is.
I wouldn't trust a documentary Candace Owen wrote if Kanye gave me his $1 billion. You know, about the George Floyd situation.
Mm.
That's me. Because you had, you know, you trust me, they would have done anything to get those police officers off. So when the coroner and all of them said he died because of really similar to asphyxiation where the man had his knee in his throat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 8 minutes. Kanye want to talk about the 8 minutes. He wanted to say he was they want the big man. What are you talking about, Kanye? Why is this man's name was it even in your mouth? Why? You sick man. It's a lot of stuff you could talk about. Why was his name in your mouth? What are you trying to defend now? Do you want to go get bail the guy out that they have already sent to prison? For what? What is something going on in your mind now? You hate the Jews, you hate yourself, you're black. You're gonna die black. Michael Jackson skin got lighter and lighter. He almost fooled me. But before all of this, and before he sadly left us, he let it be known he was proud to be black, and I believe it. Your mindset for me is scary right now. And it's funny because he coming at everybody from Charlamagne the God to Jay-Z. You know, you got everybody.
Leor Cohen, Dame Dash.
Oh, go ahead, call them. But you got all these people you want to blame. Mari, what do y'all think? You want to blame all these people, but you have yet to say one word. I tell you what, I believe you. If you start off rolling off your tongue, what the hell wrong with you, and say, oh, and I want to talk about Kanye.
Mm.
When you want to take the moment to look in the mirror and face the demons and what's inside you, let's talk. And the white man, they never asked you to defend them. When have they ever needed defending in that way, like that?
I know you watched the interviews and seen how, especially Tucker from Fox News looked at him
I had to turn. I
Like,
got sick. Tucker was kissing his butt, though. I'm like rolling. He was kissing butt money. Kanye probably would already had to check that. See, yeah, you want it? You want it? You want it? I'm gonna give it to you when it's over. You know, because it was weird. Then he said this thing like I'm worth $7 billion. People will say that I'm a narcissist or I'm whatever for saying these things, but you can't go get no help. With $7 billion, hell, I give $1 billion if something's going on inside me where I'm angry with everybody, especially my own people. And then I'm so angry I forget that I'm breaking the heart of a young girl, a little girl who lost her father. A lot of people
and blame it on and try to put it on fentanyl.
Yeah, and then gonna tell the girl your daddy died because he was doing drugs. Kim, you know what, Jay-Z? I'm gonna say this quiet. I'm gonna let you grab it. I need you to grab my back when I say this. I wonder sometimes, do Jay-Z, y'all listen, come close. I be thinking crazy shit sometimes. I wonder sometimes, do Jay-Z be sitting there and all of a sudden he jump up and go to the bar and get a drink and baby like, what's wrong? What's wrong, Jay? And he like, man, every time I think about I signed Kanye ass and this was the start of this shit. Do y'all think he do that? Because, Jay was the one like gave him a start. And do you think he ever go back and be like was he like that when he ran up there when what's my girl name won the award?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. And Kanye went up there and said, Beyonce should have got, do Jay be like, man, I probably should have said no on that shit, even though he was good. And that's the other thing. Professor Griff, guys, I know him. Really for a short time with my crazy young butt, and I can say this, worked for him, and didn't realize how big he was gonna be. A friend and a relative in Chicago connected me with him.
Who's he?
Griff.
The guy from Public Enemy?
From Public Enemy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he said the most profound thing. I don't want to talk and stop doing it. Let me be quiet. I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. But he said the most profound thing. Everybody keeps saying that Kanye a genius, because he writes some lyrics. But like he said, a lot of Kanye's music was put behind music someone else had already created. He just put the lyrics there. Does that make him a genius? Jay-Z can spit and don't even put pen to paper. Okay, then we go even further. What's the young lady's name that they say they feel like has discovered the cure for cancer? He's right. What about the young lady that did the poem for that very young lady that did the poem when Joe Biden was inaugurated?
Here's one starts with N.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yes.
I can't think of what that means. I'm so wrong for that.
I know her last name. I know her last name is Brown.
No, it's not. I know that
okay,
too. No, it's not Brown, but I can't think of it, and we wrong. It'll hit us. And I know this girl because you can't believe I can't think of her name right now. It'll come to us, but she
Katanji.
No, that's the judge.
That's the
okay.
judge.
Okay, judge. Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't think of her name right now. I almost thought of it too. But anyway, and then just recently, did every time there's something happening, she does great. Has something very profound to say.
Amanda Gorman.
Yeah. And I knew Mari would find
Thank
out
you,
even if she
Mari.
had to go look. Y'all see why I have Mari, don't you? But it's Amanda. But further than that, we've had so many people through the course of our lives and history, all colors and races, as well as our Black people, from the women that worked with putting the men on the moon. When you want to talk about brilliant minds and being a genius, Kanye, you don't even come up in my mind.
Right.
You're not even smart enough to know when not to say something. And it's not anybody trying to control your freedom of speech. I have freedom of speech. It's free for me. But I understand some things I should not say. Some things I choose not to say in the fact that it may affect somebody's child or family, or, I have times I want to say things to people I'm around. And I think that's going to be harsh, and I got to hope their mental health could withstand what I would say. So let me wait and address this another day in another way. You coming at the Jews, you were at, we want to be slaves, we were enslaved, we wanted it.
Slavery's our choice.
I don't, come on, Mari, Ross, somebody help me here.
I think there was an adjective missing. Like maybe lyrical genius is what should have been said.
I like
because
that.
Because genius on any other level without the qualifier of lyrical, it doesn't add up at all. I mean, and obviously there's a lot of geniuses who are, they're awkward people. They aren't exactly they don't adapt well socially. But heck, I'm sure even they would know not to make some of the statements he's made. There's I mean, it's almost like a role, that awkward genius. Like just think about those, like some of the great chess players, like Bobby Fischer. He was considered, like a genius, and guy like wanted to live off in the middle of the woods. I mean, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but you get the idea. Like, but Kanye, no, he's not someone who I would go to and say, hey, Kanye, like, I want you to write me a theory on, on why slavery lasted for 400 years, since that is something he addressed. I don't want him writing that, like telling me why that, like actually giving me his well thought out opinion or theory on that, because he's like I said, maybe a lyrical genius, but the man is definitely not what we think of as a standard, more of the, I guess it'd be more of an academic genius.
Okay, guys, Quan, you having some problems? Quan, you on mute.
Yes, the Wi-Fi is messing up. I'm trying to fix it now.
It's not the Wi-Fi, so you may want to check something else, because my system will tell me about y'all stuff. But I just know you seem to be shaking or something. If you need to come out and come back in, we understand.
Okay, let me mute myself real quick.
Anyway.
Yeah, I also feel that, I kind of have a feeling he is someone who believes in all kinds of conspiracy theories. And, to me, I believe that, especially with the position that he's in, he should be careful with saying these things. First of all, if you weren't there and we weren't there either, so, to say stuff with 100% full, sense of this is the truth and nothing but the truth, you will, in my opinion, always need to leave the door and a window open for things.
Either the door and a window open.
Yeah, for things that happen.
The door and the window. You're right, Mari, though. You gotta have, you're right with your facts and things like that. My thought about this, I'm gonna make y'all think about something. I'm gonna start paying attention to something. I'm gonna prove to you guys that Kanye, something's going on with him mentally, and some people are not paying attention.
Right.
If you watch Kanye doing an interview, say like today, there was a guy talking with him on the street, but they were talking. Some horns were going off, and all of a sudden Kanye kept, and he told the guy, he said, "I'm sorry, that horn just threw me off." That's paranoia. That's paranoia. I'm not making this up. Every time they interview him, especially if it's outside, it's like a fear of paranoia, and I don't believe it's fear, it's paranoia. Because you have to do a lot to distract me, like what Quan was just doing. If it just happened for a second, I would have kept, because my focus is what I'm doing.
Right.
But if something's continuous, that's when I'm going to be like, okay, but just that quick, you outside, you outside, you not only might you hear a horn, you might hear, paramedics, fire truck, You're outside.
Baby crying.
You know, yeah. So you got to be able to know how to adapt and finish your stuff, and then try to check that out. So the fact that you can't keep that focus, it's a lot going on in your mind. Something ain't settled.
Right.
And then
Isn't that a sign of? I was gonna say, just isn't that a sign of like schizophrenia?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Just like when the people came and when they were saying we love you, I don't even know about somebody was over there, but I love you too. You know, I pay attention to everything. I don't like watching his interviews. I don't, because I don't want to give it any fight, you know. But this conversation is important because mental health is real. And not just Kanye's mental health. There are people out there still that are mentally unstable that are listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
That are getting this Jew and all of this. Guys, it's time for everybody or somebody to do something with this man and get him some help. Because it is causing more hatred. He is no different than 44 and a half.
Right.
And so now, and when our own says it, like the young guy that was on TMZ, mm-hmm. When our own is saying it and continuously saying it, it becomes a problem for us. So I don't know about y'all, but my next motion and movement is coming at him. To give a damn about his $1 billion. I care about the lives he may cause to get hurt. Because now you coming at George Floyd saying, no, he was on drugs. So when you do this, you're justifying in a way that this man wasn't killed by the police. Just straight out murder.
And that the video was lying.
Yeah. If I can take it even further, there are conspiracy theorists out here that actually believe that George Floyd is still alive, and this was all. I'm telling you.
Well, tell him that when he get with Tupac and Elvis, let me know.
And
so
that shit goes far, 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 far. It's dangerous, you know. So that's what I'm saying. That you gotta, you know, watch out with these folks because, you know.
But you're right. All of this is from the minds of foolishness. You tell the truth. Mm-hmm. The people that said Tupac is in Cuba.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for real. That people said Elvis.
Yeah.
Somebody saw him not too long ago. On the county.
Yeah. I mean, that reminds me, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys before, but I had a coworker once who truly, and it was shortly after the Sandy Hook school shooting incident, truly believed that it was all a fabrication, like a left-wing fabrication. That school, like the school was planted there, the shooter was a plant, like all of the students, like, I mean, and she really believed it. And
what she be smoking?
Hey, I have no idea, you know. I mean,
but I believe you, Ross, because I met a friend.
It's crazy.
I would call her a friend. I would call her associate, because she's always been very kind to me, and I learned to take people how they treat me. And we worked with her, and she believed that Michelle Obama was the man that had a sex change. They didn't really have those kids; they adopted them. And I had to keep some of the I don't want to say work, but some of the fundraisers that worked there from choking her to death. There were many times people wanted to literally kill her, black people. She was a white lady. But she had brought into the QAnon stuff and all this stuff so deep, you know, that she didn't know how to come out. And that's also, that's why I say, see, you just verifying, when you let the fool lead fools, you're going to come up with foolish outcome and sad foolish outcome. And he has no idea the extent. He hadn't even once stopped to think how, he don't even care about it. To me, he's so old right now, he don't even see what it's doing to his children. They don't need to see you like that, man.
But that's because he's full of adrenaline of what he thinks is the truth. So, you know, he feels like he's spreading the word and doing the right thing. That's the greatest thing about it.
I love that you said adrenaline, Mari, for real. It brings about a whole nother subject. And I wonder, is it adrenaline, Mari? And because adrenaline seems like he's been shot up with something. It doesn't. Is it the fact that he needs to be shot up with something?
I mean, I guess he does not have a lot of shit going on in his life other than his ex-wife and all of that thing, those things going on. So I guess he needs to get his joy somewhere or his purpose.
But also, too, could it also be that he just wants to stay in the eye of the media? Because people, and Dionne, you know this like I know this, people were getting paid big money to talk about 44 and a half everywhere on their news channel, everywhere on their blog, everywhere on what it could be, because they wanted to continue to keep viewers. They wanted to continue to keep people watching. They wanted to continue this kind of cycle of madness to keep you glued into watching what they're doing.
Kind of like how Tucker Carlson. I don't think he honestly believes half of the things he says. I mean, I believe he's putting on a character, like when he comes on TV all the time. But because he knows it's profitable, like you're saying, Quan, it is profitable to talk about, these subjects, the former president and all of that. Yeah. And so Kanye, it might be keeping him relevant. Because the worst thing that can happen to someone who is an attention hog is for them to lose relevance. When they disappear or they fade from the spotlight, nobody's listening to anything they have to say. Man, it kills them.
Why don't he just do another damn album?
That'd be the simple solution, yeah, right?
Get into acting, anything. That I believe you though. I kind of believe.
No, someone in the chat says it right. Cassandra, she says he thinks it's profitable for his dialogue to be true, but it's not. I think that's a good way to say it. He thinks that by spreading his opinion, that's gonna give him what he thinks he's gonna get. But meanwhile, everybody's saying like
he gonna get what he want, y'all. Tell my people in the chat. He gonna get that straight jacket. He gonna get what he want. And on that note, we've talked enough about you, Kanye, because that's what
Kanye for president. Is that what he wants?
By the way, did Dionne or Ross bring up, was it 67,000 that voted for him as president?
Yeah. 67,000.
Well, y'all not do that right now, please. But he ain't running for nothing right now. Go ahead and do it. I'd rather you do it now because he ain't running for now because he's still standing for president. But let me tell you something. I shake my head and weep. I'm like Maya Angelou. I weep for the people that take life seriously. They get up every day and just want to do what's right. Get their children put together, get them to school and back safely. Hope and pray that the grown children make it, especially the ones, the women and people of color, that someone will see more than a color in their face. And here come a fool that's darker than dark. Because he won't go get the help that he needs. Every mother should make sure they boycott anything Kanye West is doing. Especially every mother of color. He's gone too far now. And it's time to take him down. Adidas, we don't want nothing. I got Adidas in there. I swear, I promise you, I'm not pulling nothing out. I'm not going to get anything else until you guys, you got to do him like we did Russia. It's time. Let him sit somewhere with his billions and think about this stuff. And maybe he'll get help. I don't even want to ask him to go try to help this situation. Because I think she needs to stay as far away from him as she can. Because a lot of this was going kind of warp in that situation. I think she was trying to get out and he knew it and he was losing it. And ever since it has happened, since he lost his lovely mother, and she was a beautiful human being. Oh, I wish to God he had kept her here. I think we would see a different Kanye. And that's why my heart kept giving him time and time again. Because I've, felt his loss. And it was just them two. But now there's something more that is needed. and it was not her job to give it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still not ready to let her go, so she is better off away from him, hoping time will go by. Because the best we've gotten to, and the most fortunate we've been, is he's not done anything wrong to her or when she was dating that guy. That's how
Pete
serious.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. I knew it was, yeah, but thank you. But that's how serious this stuff is, and that's how worried I am. And I say now, it's time to stop laughing at him. And it's time to start, either the people that are around that still give a damn, start working with him. And the last thing he needs is Candace Owens, who knows she's not going to do anything wrong. I'm being honest with y'all, but wear those clothes and talk that talk. Candace is really making her some money. I promise you, she probably go home, call her mom, and her mom be fussing. You know, mama, you know that. I know. I don't care nothing about them white folks. I'm just, and that's what I hope, and I really think that's what it is, where this man is really warped.
She's bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, he got money. He can invest in anything. If she say what he like, and here, I'll help you start this. Because you see now he's trying to get this media thing.
I was gonna say, didn't he also buy the company of her husband?
Like I said, to tell him what he's done. I know he was gonna acquire that. Put that in hell. If he did, then I really understand why she got him acting even more foolish.
Yeah.
And may God have mercy on her soul. Guys, y'all only here for a short time. We got to check out of this. And you going to answer for what you do. Now, Kanye, Lord help you. Father God, help this brother. And I mean that because if we don't start boycotting and cutting out, if we don't stand for something, guys, we're going to keep falling for anything. Kanye ain't done nothing for us. It's not going to hurt him. We're going to help him. He's got to face these demons before he causes a lot of us to get hurt. And whatever happens, he can go anywhere he wants with his billion. There are way more people that's got to stand here and face what he's doing. And you guys can't even look and see the man sick. Damn. He wasn't that good a damn rapper. Shit, Tupac was better than me. Jay-Z better to me.
And his last album was a gospel album.
I'm saying this because I care. But no, I'm not down with what you say. I promise. Everything y'all say, I take it 100%. But I'm not down in this brother because I don't like him. I love him. I tell y'all, I'm about love. I don't have to like what you do. But I am about you're lost, babe. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know. And you'll tell me I don't know. Well then, I don't know. Let's match the minds. Come on my show, man. Help me understand what we don't know. That's the best you can do. Help us understand what we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If you so sure we lost, because I'm a lot of things, but I'm 180% sure you in trouble. Up here. Now, guys, we can stay on this forever. As Kanye said, he could take his money and go to Hawaii somewhere and relax, which he won't do. Prove it. We're going to let him go because it's enough said. If he's trying to run for president, can he go away? As the old kids used to say, go away, come back another day. And our people, it's time to start holding him accountable.
Yeah. It's
time. This is going too far. You don't take this man for granted. Y'all did that with Hitler. You did it with 44 and a half. How many people died? How many people died? So, guys, we're going to get on another subject real quick because we want to be ready to go. Just a minute. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Y'all asked for an early time for a reason. I'm going to show a quick video about Brittany Griner. We're going to come back talk a little bit about Brittany. Ross is going to help you on what's going on about voting. And I'm going to give you some names and things we need to do about that. Quan's going to tell us what's been going on around in the neighborhood. And Mari's going to tell us, without a doubt, why I should not cuss. If I should.
My first question as it relates to Brittany Griner is, has the U.S. had any consular access to Brittany Griner since the beginning of August? As of last week, they had not. Have they in the course of the last week?
So I want to be very clear here because this is important. This is important to the president. This is important to this administration. Getting Brittany home, getting Paul Whelan home is a priority for this administration. They are wrongfully detained and they should be home today. And so the president, his National Security Council, the State Department is going to do everything that we can to get them home. I don't have anything else to preview for you at this time or to update you, but it continues to be a priority for this administration.
Frustration about this. So you can't say if in the last week there's been any access to her, right?
So we're going to continue to work through our channels that we have with Russia on getting her home, getting Paul home.
In terms of access, we presently can't say. I guess how do we tell the American people? Do we know that she is well? Do we know that her condition is well right now? When's the last time we got some indication of her circumstances?
No, it's a very good question. Don't have any update on you for you on that piece. What I can say, it is a priority. You've heard this president. You heard from Secretary Blinken. You've heard from the National Security Advisor, and we are going to continue to talk through on our channels until this moves from a priority to a reality. We've had success, as you know, Peter, with bringing Americans home from Russia, from Afghanistan, from Venezuela, from Burma, from Haiti, West Africa, and more. So we have had success in doing this. We're going to be steadfast on making sure that Brittany and Paul come home.
My first question.
Okay, guys, Brittany Griner. Her birthday was this week. NBA, I saw that Steph Curry and some of the other players had things to say about Brittany. She is still in Russia. Russia is called martial law. I don't see anybody coming out right now not being negative. They were saying that she was thanking everybody for the birthday wishes, and that is what has been keeping her going. Brittany, every show that I can do it on, and I have not pretty much missed too many that I don't play home with Stephanie Mills with you in it until you come home. Again, this was a situation where they keep connecting you with someone else, and I understand. But this is not, this is not, I will keep saying this, wrong or right, I will still say, they can only do what they can do now. But with connecting you with someone else, it's going to make it hard. And what that tells me, and I need my president that I voted for, that I trusted, to tell me, please, that you're worried that if you bring this young black girl home and don't bring that white soldier home, it's going to be a problem. Where she was a ball player. She was not a soldier. She did not go knowing, when I take this oath, I'm taking a chance.
She's not POW at all.
So she should already be home. This is not her assignment. And I understand you got, half in one hand, half the other in the other. And you have to make certain choices. And I understand you guys are trying, but the man that you are talking to, may God help you.
Can I hit on that for a moment?
Go ahead, please do, because I'm just like, wow.
So, I was looking more into, Paul Whelan, the other American that's in Russian custody. And I mean, his charges are espionage. Like, that's what they got him on. Which is way different than Brittany Griner's.
With a empty
vial. It's way different. So, so I feel like if America goes in and they pull him out, even though what he was charged with was espionage, I feel it would set a bad precedent. Because next time if they got him, if they were able to bring him home this time, if they're able to bring Paul Whelan home, with or without Brittany, which it most certainly would probably be with if he comes home at all. Next time Russia catches a spy or catches someone and it's for espionage, they're probably gonna lock him away somewhere so deep down in a dungeon that there'll be no chance of that happening, them coming home.
But
But
also
really,
too, Ross, as well. You also even got to consider this as well, the effect it would have on other countries, and how before the show we were talking about how like if Russia does certain things and get away with it, other countries are watching, like you brought
right,
up, to see if they can get away with it.
right, yeah, you're right, yeah, and so, maybe in this situation, maybe the United States can make an agreement where they say, hey, you give us Brittany, and we will continue her punishment here, but it'll be at our discretion. But she will, and and that would give some leeway for the United States to, maybe give her a year or something, but at least make some kind of agreement like that. That maybe that would appease them.
And I love
But
what you're saying. That sounds so great, Ross. It do, for real. I'm not being sarcastic. And because you are a very sane man with a heart. And I think the reason y'all have me sitting here so silent is because I'm the last one to say lose hope. And to tell her wife to don't ever, I want to make sure I say, don't you ever give up. It's faith that's the size of a mustard seed. The battle is not ours anymore. It is not yours, it's God's. You got to continue to fight and stand strong. Even on the days you feel like you can't go on, you got to. And I think that my look and my not saying things is to not say anything that would make her lose hope. But for other people, and I'll let it take it told this way. I normally, when I'm on Facebook and I'm talking with someone and they're going so far left, I can't pull them back. And I know that they've been drinking a Kool-Aid or they're a Kanye West or a Karen or something. Until I finally say, you know what, I'm getting too engulfed in it. And I'll write on the thing, and Mari probably seen it, or anybody that really sometimes follows me and look at stuff I'm writing when I'm going, especially when I'm going at it with somebody. And I'll say, I got to go reason. And they all come back and say, what the F is reason? What is reason? What do you mean by reason? Well, my mom once told me you can't reason with a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So don't waste your energy. And when you get engulfed in something and you see that they have a foolish mindset or their soul or whatever, and you can't get no leeway of any kind of see a little opening or a gap, it's time to turn it around. You can't reason with a fool. Don't waste your energy. And pray tell, I pray that's not the case. This is a chance, time and chance I pray and hope that he's able. Someone's able to reason with him. But he's in a war that he is losing. Even though he seems to think he has control. The only thing he has control over is just tore up a country that's going to take forever. He's losing either way. Because if he gets control of the country, what the hell is he going to do with it when he gave up all the money? People have blocked him from all kinds of things. And he has no way to grow. Because that country needs to be fixed. What do I want with a torn up country? Completely torn up. That I done tore up. So that tells you there what? Fool? That's fool button. And then if he just outright loses and they're left trying to repair, but they have their dignity and their feet planted that we are, still standing and we are Ukraine strong and we will rebuild again. And everyone comes in, every country from us to, to the Germans and you know what I mean? And all the other countries come in, Europe and everybody, we help rebuild. He's still really going to be set in his way. Even more. I don't want to give you nothing, America, because you gave them ammunition to stay in war with me till I ran out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You, Europe, and everybody. So all your prisoners are gone. And that's what I pray don't happen.
Yeah, the scary part about it is I know, for example, a Dutch man called Arjan Erkel. Mm-hmm. He was kidnapped in Russia for 2 years. and he was working for Doctors Without Borders. So that was, yeah. I remember him again that he got out and that it was on the news, and how pale he was looking. But I do believe that they found him healthy enough to not need any medical attention. He said that they took him like 5, 6 places around, and he got 2 meals a day. But still, this is all like you keep saying it's like an economical thing that we're talking about here. It's the same with peace missions and all of that. This is beyond our power. It's scary.
It's very scary. All we can do is pray,
Yeah.
and send our hearts out, and everything for her and for.
What kind of keeps me hopeful is also that when they lose her, God forbid, that she is their most powerful thing too. So when that would happen, they know shit's about to go down as well. Because, it's their responsibility to keep this girl alive and to take care of her, no matter what their plan is.
And he has one. And that's the part that I'm fearful of. I know he has one with her. I don't know if it's once this war is over, if he don't have anything, it's give me X amount of millions of dollars. Keep the prisoners. I want money for my country. Open everything back up. That's probably what's going on now. Why everything's being shut down anyway.
Right.
Dionne as well. Another thing that no one's talked about that definitely that's going to impact all these countries outside the United States when it comes to women's basketball is the fact that you're treating one of the prominent women's basketball players, not necessarily just from the United States, but one of the prominent ones that every country knows about, not just our country, but every country knows about. You're not gonna have less Americans, maybe less prominent ball players from other countries wanting to travel or wanting to, help increase the finances of other countries because their name and face is there to help sell tickets, to help sell merchandise, to help sell, food, to help, it's a trigger effect across the board. Now, a lot of people are not talking about enough that, when it comes down to women's basketball and how international the sport is, just like soccer, just like all these other, sports that are real supportive internationally, it's really going to have an economic effect on all these other places that truly depended on a lot of our WNBA players.
He doesn't care. And I know what you're saying, and I know that's going to happen, but there's nothing they can do about it. Again, reason. If he could be reasoned with, but he wouldn't have allowed a lot of the stuff that happened. He's blocked from everything, banks, account. You understand what I'm saying? America did as much as they could do, and all these other countries did too. Even McDonald's and different people said it cost them more money to pull out than it did to stay there. Hell, we all questioning things when it comes to Russia. He don't give a damn, because he would have then thought about this thing and said, you know what, this ain't worth it.
Yeah,
he really came to the countries and said, to keep me, so I'll get out. Y'all give me $100 million the minute I go out. I need your word, and I won't go back. That didn't matter to him. It's something here.
Yeah, it's personal for him. But I strongly believe.
It's like a Hitler thing.
I believe it is strongly tied to him growing up in the USSR. The Ukraine, was a part of that confederation. Latvia, Estonia, all the former Eastern Bloc nations. They were all one, and I'm sure in 89 when the wall fell and in the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union, I'm sure just like Hitler was holding on to how Germany was punished for starting World War I, and the way essentially that the USSR was kind of punished economically for the Cold War. I'm sure he's been holding on to that for a long time. And back when Russia invaded Crimea, almost 10 years ago now, that was just the start. That was him. That was a testing ground, and because I remember that Russia invaded, and they said that it's a Ukrainian province that is the majority of the population. They're ethnic Russians, which I researched and looked into, like, well, what is the difference between an ethnic Russian and ethnic Ukrainian? And it goes back to it goes back a long ways, but essentially they were just different tribes that lived next door
Yeah.
to each other. And so it was real flimsy ground, but they got away with it. They were able to annex Crimea, and what did the
And
rest of the
Ross
world
and
do?
Ross also didn't he also use religious statutes against them as well, because it was tribal, because of how they also got it was I remember it was a religious thing they also got involved as well to make that connection.
Oh, between like the ethnic Russians and ethnic Ukrainians.
Yes.
Yeah, they had like different little practices. Between them.
All I know is, because I want us, y'all asked to be early, and I want to make sure I get y'all out like no. We could go on and on. Yeah. That's why we do this. And guys, trust me, we're just in a small term of election season, so we're doing some things that we need to do. And my team is doing what a team does. They know that we're working with WFE, and I'm doing a lot of shows through Can You Handle the Trouble. So they're taking on making sure that we take a lead in making sure what's going on and doing things that make sure we stay focused. We still are going to have guests. We have a guest coming next week. Really, we have two. One coming in, one coming out. One coming in as the other goes out on Can You Handle the Trouble. So please tune in and two good guests. One is a comedian in Atlanta, and one is a city councilman that's going to really give us his take on Dionne and what's going on. He's running to be renominated. But in retrospect, we're going to let each one of my people quickly give you something to hold on to. First, though, we're going to make sure we talk about really quick, only 2 minutes, voting. We have to get early voting started. It's time. We're in November 9th. Guys, Roe versus Wade is on the line. Don't say, well, they already overturned it. Oh, it can be fixed. Be fixed just like that. But if you sit on your ass and you don't go vote in every state to make sure that a Democrat in your state is elected, I'm not trying to say you BS this time. You can let them you can do what you want to do later. Because if Republicans get control of the Senate, and the House, even if they get the Senate, you can bet they're going to pass a law where California won't be able to even protect you. Y'all didn't vote for Hillary, but you better listen to her. She told you about 44 and a half, and everything she told you and then some has happened. The thing about this is, right now, what is on the line is just as serious as when we were battling COVID. And right now, it doesn't take a lot. We just need to keep what we have and gain about 4 or 5 more seats in Senate and stay in control of the House. And then you decide if President Biden is sleeping on the job. See, that's the thing I want to tell y'all too about old folks. I'm going to let Ross say what he got to say about voting. My great-great-grandmother, we dared to call her old because of her age. We could say something after we had went out the back door and was almost a half block down the street. And she would come out in the yard and scream back out and say, come here. I heard what you said. And what we knew then, and even when she was napping and we thought we were doing things, and when our mom and them got back home and she was able to tell everything we did, and we said, oh, we thought you was asleep. Oh, I'm just an old sleeping grandma, huh? Got your ass. So what I'm saying is, while y'all saying Sleepy Joe, don't be sleeping on him. And when did we get so bad we try to make fun? To me, Joe Biden is not even 80 years old. They're telling us 70 is the new 50. You know, so and for those of us that are coming into our 50s and everything, we better speak and say something. Why would you say? If you are really fit and you're at your best at 69 or 70, who do you want telling you old now? Your mind and your thoughts ain't about anything. What he thought us out, we out of the pandemic stage of COVID. Where would we be? You know, y'all dumbasses put Trump in office. I didn't. We didn't. You want to call him Sleepy? Sleepy came past all those young ones and won his primary. And didn't buy nobody to do it. But he's sleeping. He's sleeping right now, but he's at 48% in the polls. Barack Obama didn't get to 50 until people realized, oh my God, it's over. Then he became the love of everybody's life. He stayed at 47, 48. Then he went on past 50, right when it was time for him for Hillary to run against 44. Then everybody like, can you stay, Barack? So bump the BS. Go out, go place a vote. Fool me, fool yourself. Get drunk and do it if you ain't a big voter. Just for the hell of it, to see what happens. I say, hey, you know what? Just cause I want my best friend's daughter to be able to do what she want with her body. I ain't got no kids. I'm not gonna have any, but I'm gonna go up. I don't even believe in voting, but I'm gonna go drunk, even if they toss me out. It's our bodies, it's our thoughts, what we believe in, and it's our right to make that decision. And if y'all think they're gonna stop at Roe versus Wade, same-sex marriage, interracial marriage, y'all didn't watch. I'm not lying to you. Pay attention to who they had at that conventional meeting they had. And
I was about to say that.
He was speaking on everybody, all races should be married to their own. It's not gonna stop at Roe versus Wade. So if you're not from this country, but your husband is, tell his ass to go vote.
Right.
Because they are going to do it. And they'll do it so quick, in 2 years, you won't know what happened.
And try to justify it.
And will justify it. Because it will be done under the law. And I would be angry at them. What I'm mad about is, the only thing I wanted Biden to do was he should have done away with the filibuster. But I don't even want to go try to explain that. Now what we do is what we always do. Get our asses up, get out, pull ourselves up, as we always do, and hurdle through all that mess and pile of stuff they built up to try to make us not go and go. I want Abrams in as governor in Georgia. I want Val Demings in Florida, because we need that, without a doubt. Rubio got to go. Guys, we want y'all flipping shit like y'all never flipped.
Chambers in Louisiana.
We want, definitely. These motherfuckers. I've been trying all night. Take it, Mara. Go ahead, Ross. Tell them something about voting. Because they get so bold. They're even making fun of what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on crack. Or no, I did cocaine. It ain't crack.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Guys, everybody, go vote. Next week, Ross is gonna make a plan to tell you how you can, not how to vote. We don't want to do that, but we are gonna give you some. I'm gonna have an ask of Ross to give you some information on people in your state.
We can get some quick pointers.
Yeah, go ahead, real quick. Yeah.
All right. Look, if the president's party is not in control of the House and the Senate, he can't do anything. So people complain all the time, oh, this president isn't doing anything, he's not doing anything. Well, if his party doesn't control the House, his party doesn't control the Senate, no, he can't. His hands are tied. They're going to block everything he wants to have done. So that's why it's important in every state, you got to get out and vote and make sure the president you put in, make sure his party is in control, that they're in control of the House and Senate. Really,
he's telling you the truth. Y'all saying this. Well, House passed these bills. They're sitting there waiting in the Senate. But here's the other thing, Ross, I want to make sure you talk on next time too. In that Senate, you got 2 Democrats that's hanging their ass over the fence.
Oh,
They're a little bit country. They're a little bit rock and roll. They can't be both. So if we can get more control, say keep the seats we have and gain just 3 more seats. 4 would be lovely. 5 would be magnificent. Then we can tell them to flip their ass on over the fence. Go screw yourself. And we got work to do. And all those bills that the House has passed, because they passed them. They're waiting. Why you think they passed them? You're like, what good it gonna do? Go make it some good. Because when the Senate get control, those bills will go on through just as fast as Joe Biden was undoing everything Donald Trump the day he went in office. So if you go on and do that, those 2 people that stand there saying no, will sit back like this. You'll be able to throw. You know how bad with Manchin I've been wanting to throw something in his face. That's the best way to do it.
He gets to dictate what he wants personally for his state because he knows they need his vote.
That's what I'm telling you. Shut him
all
up.
the time.
Shut him up. And then when his time comes to vote, some young Democratic young man go in and go stand before him and say you're going to run against him and beat him in his primary so that he can get his butt out of there. Pay attention to what he's doing. It ain't impossible. Everybody, real quick, this is that quick time we talk about. Give everybody something, couple of words of inspiration. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Well, I mean, as you know, I can't vote because I'm not a citizen, but I am a legal resident. So what I want to say is for the people who can vote, please vote the change that you want to see in the world. For the people who can't vote or can't vote, be the change you want to see in the world. We have to not only give the power to all the politicians, we have a huge part in our lives and our society's neighborhoods too. So whatever you carry out and want to see in a politician, carry it out yourself. And that alone is like a big, huge gain in my opinion.
Ross?
Great resource to find out who's on the ballot in your area and what they're about. Ballotpedia. Just Google it. If you don't think you're spelling it right, Ballotpedia, you'll find out who's running in your area. Tell you everybody on there is your chance to research it. Great tool during election.
He is so right. Awesome information. Go ahead, Quan.
October 13th, 1949, Carl Michael Chandler Sr. was born. And on April 28th, 2021, Carl Michael Chandler Sr. passed away. For those who don't know what that is my father. Last week's show was an amazing show because we were able to laugh, celebrate life the way that my dad would want us to celebrate life. So as we end this show tonight, I just want to say to everyone, keep celebrating life because you only have one life. And once you're gone, have the people that really love you and F with you, celebrate you.
All right, guys, y'all know me. I don't change. I don't filter. I don't falter. Your knowledge is going to be your power. It's going to guide you in ways you never thought it would. So one thing that no man can take away from you. Once you have that knowledge, it opens your doors. It helps you understand you, people, everything. And it helps you better know when to say, what to say, and how to maneuver yourself in life in order to make things better for yourself and others. But when it comes to making things better for yourself and others, if you don't have that love in your heart, you're going to be lost. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the heart to know that light in your heart, to have the, just enough compassion, enough understanding that we're human. That's everything. Love is everything. So as we go out now, take your knowledge that we've given, a lot of things we've said to you guys tonight, and apply it at the ballot box. Use your knowledge. You don't really need us. We don't have to try to sell it and push it on you. Look around. Think about it. If you know you're out of older and you're not going to have any children anymore, think about your daughter, your grandchildren, your granddaughter, because you never know what life brings. As Quan speaking about, and as everybody's speaking, we don't know what's going to happen in our future or their future. Preparation is everything. And the abortion thing, this is deeper than abortion. You need to listen to stories of women who have lost their babies, have to sit there and carry and wait because there's a certain amount of time they have to wait before they can literally decide to take the baby. It has to show that they're about to die. But what if one of them does die? Because you're pulling them to the edge. That's crazy. So at the end of the day, it is about choice. You don't have to like everybody's choice. But you can educate yourselves. For those of you that say you religious, Herschel Walker, how many abortions did he have his girlfriend have? Y'all check yourself before you wreck yourself. We out. Y'all have a great night. Have a real good one. You guys have a great one.
To the ocean right before your eyes, right after you roll one with your favorite guy on the west side. Hop on PCH, hair blowing in the wind as I ride, I recline while I vibe down the 10. Exit bus right back on Crenshaw again, and I'm low riding. Once you know these streets, there ain't no running. Once you felt the breeze, there ain't no fronting. We don't show nothing but love out here. We don't roll nothing but good out here. We don't know nothing but a real out here. Tried to leave, but I can see it now. Effed up and left my love back in Los Angeles. Think I left my love. Ain't nobody gon' move me quite like Kelly does. Think I left my love. Effed up and left the one back in Los Angeles. Think I left the one. Effed up and left the one. Effed up and left the one. Never rode the waves on back to the sand. Caught up on the shore with a childhood friend. Parlay at the bonfire till about 10 on Doc Weiler. Hit the 105, girls blowing in the breeze. As I roll, I recall that it's about time to eat. Hit up in and out, double doubles for me and my co-pilot. Oh nah, once you roll with OGs, ain't no fronting. All my homies play it all 100. We don't show nothing but love out here. We don't roll nothing but good out here. We don't know nothing but real out here. Try to leave, but I can see it now. Effed up and left my love back in Los Angeles. Think I left my love. Ain't nobody gon' move me quite like Kelly does. Think I left my love. Effed up and left the one back in Los Angeles. Think I left the one. Effed up and left the one. Effed up and left the one. Effed up and left my love back in Los Angeles. Think I left my love. Ain't nobody gon' move me quite like Kelly does. Think I left my love. Effed up and left the one back in Los Angeles. Think I left the one. Effed up and left the one. Effed up and left the one.
When I think of home, I think of a resting place. A place where there's peace, quiet, and serenity. A journey I'll never forget. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall grass bend into rain, suddenly the raindrops that fall, they have a name, sprinkling the sea makes it all sing. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice to be back at home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time, oh, in my life to grow up. Time, come on, be my friend, and let me start again. But you know what? Sin be my word, found and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, yet I watched it growing. And oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe the things that we see. Just should we try and stay, or should we run away? Or would it better just to let things let them be? Oh, living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy. Oh,
Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it, yeah. Well, I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it, yeah. Well, I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it, yeah. Well, I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. They say life is what you make it.